You walk into a room full of strangers. Nobody has said a word yet. But somehow, before you even open your mouth, a decision has already been made about you. Trustworthy or not, safe or not, someone worth talking to, or someone to avoid. You didn't ask for this judgment. You didn't consent to it. But it happened anyway, in less time than it takes to blink twice. And here's the part that should stop you in your tracks. The real answer for why this happens is far stranger than anything you've been told about first impressions. You've probably heard the advice before. Stand up straight, make eye contact, smile. Simple tips, repeated so often they've become background noise. But none of that explains what's actually happening inside another person's brain when they look at you. None of it explains why some people are trusted almost instantly, while others doing everything right still make people uneasy. There is a hidden machinery running underneath every human encounter, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let's go back further than you'd expect. Long before language existed, before your ancestors had words for danger or safety, they had faces. And faces, it turns out, were doing something remarkable. They were being read instantly for threat. Your ancestors, who lived in small, scattered groups, depended on fast judgments. Is this person from my group or not? Do they mean harm? There was no time for careful analysis. A wrong guess could cost a life. So the brain evolved a shortcut, a fast, automatic system for reading faces before conscious thought even kicks in. This shortcut never went away. It's still running in you right now every time you meet someone new. Psychologist Alexander Todorov at Princeton spent years studying exactly this. In his research, he found that people form judgments about a stranger's trustworthiness from a photograph in about 1/10 of a second. 1/10 of a second. That's faster than you can form a single coherent thought. And here's the unsettling part. Giving people more time to look at the same face didn't significantly change their first judgment. It only made them more confident in it. Whatever your brain decides in that first flash, it tends to defend. So what is it actually looking at? Not your words, not your resume, not your intentions. It's reading structure, the width of your face relative to its height, the curve of your eyebrows, the tension or ease around your mouth. Faces that are wider and have more prominent brow ridges tend to get read as more dominant, sometimes more threatening. Faces with softer curves, especially around the eyes, tend to register as warmer, safer. None of this is something you consciously chose. You were born with the raw material your brain is now being judged on. Does that feel unfair? It should, because it is unfair. But understanding the unfairness is the first step to working with it instead of against it. Here's where the story gets stranger. Researcher Nalini Ambady, working out of Harvard, ran a series of studies now famous in psychology. She showed people silent video clips of teachers, just a few seconds long, no sound at all. Then she asked viewers to rate how effective those teachers seemed. Their ratings, based on nothing but a few seconds of silent footage, closely matched the ratings students gave after an entire semester of being taught by those same instructors. A few seconds of body language predicted months of lived experience. Ambady called this thin slicing, the brain's ability to extract meaningful, often accurate conclusions from a tiny slice of behavior. Think about what that means for you. Every small, unconscious movement you make, the way you hold your shoulders, the rhythm of your blinking, the micro pause before you speak, all of it is a slice being read. Not perfectly, but faster and more accurately than most people are comfortable admitting. Now here's the twist, the part that flips everything you thought you understood. You'd assume the safest strategy is to project pure confidence, chin up, chest out, unshakable. But research on social perception, including work from Harvard psychologist Amy Cuddy, points to something different. People aren't only judging you on strength, they're running two separate calculations at once: warmth and competence. Warmth answers the question, does this person mean me well? Competence answers, can this person actually do what they claim? And here's the counterintuitive part. Warmth gets processed first, and it carries more emotional weight. A stranger will forgive a lack of polish faster than they'll forgive a read of coldness. Confidence without warmth doesn't build trust. It often builds suspicion. That changes everything about how you should think about those first 7 seconds. It's not a performance of strength, it's a signal of safety, sent through the smallest details. A softened brow instead of a locked jaw, an unhurried breath instead of a rigid posture, a slight, unforced ease in your shoulders that says, I am not a threat to you, and I am paying attention to you specifically. You do this already, whether you realize it or not. Think about the people in your life you trusted almost instantly. Chances are, none of them tried hard to impress you. They just seemed present, unbothered, like they had nowhere else they needed to be in that moment. That stillness, that specific kind of calm attention, is one of the oldest trust signals your species has ever produced. It tells the ancient part of the brain, the part still living in a world of predators and strangers on the savannah, that it's safe to lower its guards. So why do so many people get this backwards? Because modern life rewards the opposite: hustle, urgency, performing busyness as if it proves your worth. But urgency, to the ancient brain, looks like agitation, and agitation looks like unpredictability. And unpredictability has never, in the long history of your species, looked safe. Here's the modern mirror to all of this. Think about the last job interview you walked into, or the last time you met your partner's family, or the first few seconds of a first date. You probably tried to say the right things. You rehearsed answers. You picked the right outfit. But the real decision, the one that shaped everything after it, was likely made before you said a single word. It was made in the shape of your face at rest, the pace of your breathing, the stillness or restlessness in your hands. This isn't a reason to feel powerless. It's the opposite. Once you know the machinery, you can stop fighting it with the wrong tools. You can stop over-preparing your words and start paying attention to your nervous system in the moments before you walk through a door. A slower breath before you speak, a softened jaw, a pause instead of a rush. These are not tricks. They are translations, spoken in a language your species has understood for longer than words have existed. Every stranger you'll ever meet is running the same ancient program you are, reading faces before logic, feeling safety before reasoning it out. You were built with this system too, and it's already reading the people around you, right now, faster than you can consciously track. So the next time you walk into a room full of strangers, remember this. The words haven't started yet, but the decision already has. And somewhere underneath the noise of modern life, in a system older than language itself, you are still being read just as your ancestors once read each other, in the flicker of a face, in less time than it takes to blink.